How you doing? Welcome back. Today's video I'm going to be talking about the tragedy of a life not so well lived. And this is one of our 100 videos in a 100-day series from December through March, and the idea is to get people, as many people as we can, to step across that line to stop drinking alcohol, especially trying to get people before Christmas to do it. So please let me know in the comments if you've done this, already. In the recent, I'm interested in people that have obviously gone through it before, but who's made the decision to stop drinking now. And if you really want to help with this, you can share these videos. So today, and this is really the third in the series that I'm doing about what would have happened to me if I hadn't stopped drinking alcohol. Where would it be, and what would my life have looked like? And this one is to do with relationships. Now, I think it was Ayn Rand who said that the smallest minority is the individual, and I couldn't agree with her more. For me, it's about the individual in relationships with other people. I think that's the goal of my life. The goal of my life was always to be, since I've stopped drinking alcohol, first of all it was to stop drinking alcohol, and then it went down to this, to the best possible version of myself and trying to build that. But the more I read, the more I understand about myself, the more I understand about this journey. It's contribution more than anything else that gives you the best feelings, the best contented feelings. And I think you can't get to that best possible version of yourself if it's to the exclusion of other people, right? So, relationships are really important. I think family is the most important thing to me. Friends outside of that, and then other people. I say about comments down below. Let me know your comments. It's one of the highlights of my day is to open up the comments on YouTube or over on the website and just see how many people are stopping drinking alcohol, who've taken the decision to stop drinking alcohol and are taking charge of their own lives and moving in a direction that is going to create more happiness for themselves, but as a byproduct of that, you create more happiness for other people. Some people always ask me about how do I help somebody else to stop drinking alcohol. The best way to do it is to do it yourself, right? And not just stop drinking alcohol, but get onto that journey of trying to create the best possible life for yourself. Because when you do that, then you raise your levels of well-being to a huge extent, and that then contributes to everyone else's life. Just that one thing alone. You're walking around as a happier person. You're a happier person. You're quite willing to do more things for other people. But just the things that you do are going to help other people. So I think that's, as a contribution, it's one of the best things that you can do, I think. Now, if I go back to my drinking days again, these videos are about what would happen if I didn't stop drinking alcohol. Then I was suffering greatly when I was drinking. I didn't know it at the time because you're in the middle of the whole situation. But I think it's another thing that you can hide from life itself. You can hide from people. You can hide from the problems that in life. It just turns you. It was turning me into a person who just didn't give a damn, because as soon as I started giving a damn, it was an easy thing to go, oh yeah, bugger this, I'm going to have a drink, and that sort of ruined that, So, alcohol is as they say, alcohol taken as a recreational drug, or I should say, there's no other aim for alcohol. There's no medical use for alcohol apart from sterilizing stuff. But there's other drugs that have a medical end goal. So talk about any drugs as a recreational use, I think it's a selfish thing to do, because only you are feeling the results of that drug, right? So most of my relationships before I stopped drinking alcohol involved other people who are drinking, because how can they not? You know, if you're drinking a lot in your life, then how can you ask yourself? I'm looking at myself now 10 years later, and I hate spending time around people who have been drinking, right? I don't mean people who have opened up a bottle of wine and they're taking the first sips. That's not what I'm talking about, and I don't mind that. I can sort of tolerate people up until the second glass. As soon as I start the third glass, then it's like time for me to disappear, because the conversation descends and I don't want to listen to it. I don't want to see those people in that way, because most of the time when I'm out having meals with people, these are people who I love. These are people who I have great respect for. So, you know, to be in that situation and then to see them descending into something which you find completely distasteful. I don't know, it might come across as being arrogant, but I don't care. That's the way I feel about it. So think about when you're drinking, then you tend to, you know this about it. You know this, that it has this effect on people who are not drinking. So you tend to, your friendships tend to revolve around other people who are drinking. And not only that, but people who are tending to get onto your level of drinking, your level of drunkenness, if you get what I mean. So when I was drinking, I was sort of always acting up, you know. I mean, not acting up in a violent way or anything like that, you know. I mean, there was the odd time when you get into a strop with somebody, you know, over something or other. But I think I got into maybe 2 or 3 fights in my whole life in my whole life in general. And most of them, in all fairness, I think all 3 of them were to do with alcohol. But it was mostly pathetic, you know. You know, when I look back at myself, it's sort of, you know, especially after those first couple of drinks, like I said, you know, it's a selfish thing to do. You know, you're after the hit, the buzz, the drunkenness, whatever it is. This is what you're after. You're not, you know, I was looking for other people because I didn't really want to do it on my own. There was a certain loneliness with it, you know, especially once my wife passed away, and I'm sort of going home, and there was a cold house, and I had the option of going home to this cold house and cooking my own dinner, or going to a pub where there was other people and friendly faces and people that I knew, and somebody was going to cook my food for me, and that was it. So there was no real, it was one of those things that enticed me to go in, you know. But that's the bar, the nature of the bar, and it was the nature of my life, so that's just the way it went. But, you know, I don't think a lot of my relationships that were outside of alcohol would have lasted. Let me say that. So I think, you know, you can say something to somebody as a drunken thing, and they're not so drunk and they remember it and you don't. And it might not be anything nasty. It might be just, well, you know, who are you? I don't recognize you as a person. What is this that you're saying to me? Why are you saying this to me? What, you know, where's this coming from? You know, I don't get this level of intelligence, you know, that you can say these kind of things. I mean, that's the way I think about it now. So, yeah. And, you know, there's nothing so pure as somebody who's gone through this and stopped, and then they're looking at themselves, but that's just the way of life. So anyway, look, we've got a course that you can take if you want to stop drinking alcohol. It's absolutely free. It's part of our program, but I've decided to give it away for free as part of this series. It's the Quick Start Preparation, it's called. You can get the link down below, and it's just designed to try and help you to see things clearly, to give you a good idea of what to expect, to have the confidence that you can step across that line and you can do this, that you can learn the things that you need to do, that you can build the map that you need to have, and then to basically really encourage you to do it, to give you the courage that you can do this and you can commit to yourself. So as a final message to you, I mean, I can't tell you where I would be if I didn't stop drinking alcohol. It wouldn't have been good anyway. I'd be either dead already or not in a good way, and that would be across the board. I think relationships to me are the most important thing. that I've discovered. And the older you get, I think the more important your relationships become to you. So you know, I can't tell you the amount of connections that I've made, human connections, since I stopped drinking alcohol. And eventually, in my honest opinion, I don't think I would have been capable of being in a relationship, you know, if I was alive. The alcohol was stripping more and more of my life away. It was stripping more of my dignity. I didn't care about things anymore. You know, that was a scary part, I suppose. It was one of the things that led me to take the decision. You know, the pathetic part of Hyde, not the violent part, but that pathetic part of Hyde. And I wanted to go back into Jekyll again. I wanted to learn, I wanted to read, I wanted to do the things that I'm doing now. And I didn't realise how much the poison was stopping me from doing that. It's just one of those things in life, you know. I think take the one decision and you'll be surprised at how much of a difference it can make in your life. So listen, take care of yourself, and we'll speak to you again very soon. Click the link down below for the preparation course. Share it if you can, like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and yeah, I will speak to you in the next one. Onwards and upwards. Keep the alcohol out of your mouth.